Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Hi, Francis. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, Regina. Nice to be here with you.
Nice to see you again. So today we are going to talk about our program in Malta, our high school program. And I have here with me the team of NSTS, represented by Francis Tivala. Hi, Francis. And Sarah Saila. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
And I suggest that we immediately jump into your presentation. So we get some useful information about the program. So I'm going to start, and then I give you the floor, Francis.
Thank you. So thank you very much, and I'd like to welcome everybody. It is a great opportunity for NSTS International Academy to inform your own clients, Regina, about the facilities that we offer in Malta for the education of their teenage students. We are proposing here to share information about a school year in Malta, or even just a school term or a school semester. From the introduction here, we have that this information that we will be giving at this webinar is to motivate the students and the parents for them to decide that Malta is a worthy destination to do some studies. I think it is important to start off by saying who we are as NSTS Malta. Actually, this year, 2024, is the 70th anniversary of the founding of NSTS at the University of Malta in 1954. I'm saying this because it gives the listeners and the people who are following this webinar the sound and reliability of NSTS. 70 years is a long time, but it is not. I look at the past, I look at the understanding of the dynamic changes the world is in, and we keep ourselves young by following what young people seek in their education. We have here 1963 again. We started the English language courses in Malta. And 17 years ago, we started this program of study abroad, which is an intercultural exposure between foreign students and Maltese students at our local high schools. It is a two-way benefit for both the foreign students to learn more about the Maltese culture, but importantly for Maltese students to interact with your Spanish students and other students in order to have personality enrichment on both sides. Our mission is to provide the discerning learner with holistic education. We speak English. English is the official language of Malta. Here we see that Malta has a British system of education. How is that attained? I think I would need to talk about education in general before I come down to the British system. Education has a very long history in Malta. Suffice it for me to say that our University of Malta, to which we as NSTS belong, was established in 1591 by the Jesuits as a studium generale, and then became the University of Malta later on by Grandmaster Pinto. Malta, in 1802, became a British protectorate. And the British have been in Malta for a good 160 years, and they gave us many of the good points in addition to other elements. And here is where we have become an English-speaking country. And in 1948, they established education as a compulsory factor for Maltese to undergo. And therefore, our system of education is is English. And we have kept this, although Malta became an independent country in 1964 and a member of the European Union, as much as Spain is, in 2004. In fact, it is interesting also to say that in Malta, we have the euro as our currency, and this facilitates, therefore, the children and the students who come to Malta with a common currency. We are very much aware that in Spain, English is now well taught in local schools, and so it is easy for your children, the children of the listeners, to participate in our own education system, because it is very much similar in the teaching methodology with Spain. If Malta is also a bilingual country, that means that we have our own national language, which is round about 3,000 years old from Punic times. And in this respect, we cherish our language. It is very important to us, and we speak it side by side or alongside Maltese. In fact, what is characteristic to us Maltese is that we code switch. We speak English and Maltese within the same sentence. However, I will point out that officially our system of education is British. That means that the language to be spoken is English. But being bilingual, we do at times find it easy to say some words in Maltese or express ourselves in Maltese. That is no difficulty whatsoever, as the foreign student will just draw the teacher's attention. Listen, at school, I would like to follow my lessons in English. The system of education. Let me elaborate a bit on this. Whilst in Spain you have the continental system, which is a 12-year system, here in Malta we follow a 13-year system with 3 terms, same as there exists in the UK. There is primary school, which is a 6-year from ages 5 to 10. We then go to middle school, and middle school covers years 7 and 8, being ages 11 to 12. What is important, and here is where we address you, because these are the classes that we're offering you, that is years 9 to 11, that is for your children, or ages 13 to 15. This is compulsory education age. The final 2 years are the 2 years of post-secondary. In England, they're also known as the A-level years, as much as they are here in Malta. And these are years 12 and 13 for ages 16 and 17. Now, whilst I give the ages 16 and 17, we can shave off and a bit between the 16, if it is 15 years and 9 months or 10 months, or even going to 18 years, as long as the student is willing to follow the lessons, we are flexible on these ages, and the system of education is flexible on these ages as well. So that gives a perspective of what we can offer you here in Malta as an education. You want to show that?
Can we please showcase the video, please?
Mm-hmm.
To make you feel more comfortable in what Malta has to offer, we have this video of a post-secondary school or the 6th form. It represents schools in Malta. The age is a bit different from 13 to 15. These are 16 and 17 years old. They're walking to school, walking to the entrance over here, being met by the gatekeeper who has the responsibility of security at the school. Here we are talking about post-secondary. That is where students, as you can see in class, are free to say hello to us, be nice, play around with the camera, because they have a certain degree of confidence. We are at this age training students to be more self-reliant, more self-confident, in order that those who would like to further their education and go to university will feel it comfortable at university, but also as they enter the world of work, they have a certain confidence that they can participate in the work environment. Games and sports are a very important part of the education system because that shows teamwork. It needs cooperation. It offers opportunities of compromise. So this is all part of the education system. We see students enjoying themselves together, also studying together. It's important to share. It's important to feel as part of a community. This also takes place at the secondary school level for ages 13 to 15. But it is not so informal over there, because at that level, there is more of a greater discipline in the way younger students should behave in order to train themselves to the disciplines of life. In fact, at secondary level, students must wear a uniform. Each school has its own uniform, and the parents would be expected to buy the uniform for their child at the age of 13 to 15 at secondary level. In this case, the schools help out by also offering second-hand uniforms, and they offer also second-hand books. And this gives the opportunity that at a lower cost than a regular uniform, especially if students are coming for 3 months or 6 months, to have a uniform which is available at a lower cost. Offhand, I would say both uniform and the books will be in the region of 250 euros, which are covered straight away by the student when in Malta through our help. We can move on now, yes, to the next level. Yes, Regina. Yes.
Just a minute.
Right. I'd like to take the opportunity here, as we are talking about the post-secondary level, to introduce also what we call the university pathway. The university pathway is an NSTS post-secondary program which leads to the international speaking university entry qualifications. So here we are directly preparing students to be able to follow international education at any university anywhere in the world. We are fully aware of the large movement of international students at university levels here over in Europe, but it is also expanding into Asian universities, and therefore following a 2-year course of university pathway is a way that one can prepare oneself. We're talking of students of 16 years of age. We place an emphasis on English language combined with business management studies. And we prepare students for a qualification in English, being IELTS or Cambridge, which is very well known internationally, but also in business management studies at A-level examinations. So let us look now at the whole picture. Let us start from our high school, that is the ages of 13 to 15. Here, the students must follow a compulsory list of subjects, which we have written here for your further information, but also there is a choice from 2 other subjects, which are more of voluntary and vocational subjects. So they can do accounting, they can do computing, design, technology, ethics, European studies, science and technology, etc. This is a full-time presentation. Normally lessons last from 7:45 in the morning to 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, with a couple of breaks, but the lessons are ongoing. As you can see in the picture, this is a school for girls because we have at this level single-sex schools, and they are wearing a uniform. One of the important points is that at this level, mobile phones must be left at the reception of the school for students not to be diverted to using their mobiles whilst in class. From this level, we can move up to the senior high school, that is ages of 16, 17, which are, I know, more popular among young people who would like to come to Malta to study for their A-level. In this respect, we're talking of 2 subjects at advanced level from plus 3 other subjects from clusters which are given. So one has a number of languages, vocational subjects, mathematics, sciences, art, computing, and students here do not wear a uniform, and they are allowed to carry their mobiles with them in the class. The important point over here is the development of the student whilst studying. Lessons are intermittent, so as we have seen in the video, there is opportunity for sports and other activities during the day. Let me pass a bit on the registration process. The application and registration process for these programs is pretty long. One has to speak of 5 months in advance. We start off with a simple application which indicates the interest of the student to come over to Malta. That is immediately taken up by an online interview where our guardian and our English teachers speak with the student to learn about the student's motivation to come to Malta, as well as the level of English. English is very important because we established that the level must be at B1. If not, we offer a preparatory course. What normally happens is the student knows English but is not conversant because he's not or she is not prepared to speak the language. And so 2 or 3 weeks in Malta before attending the high school or the senior high school is a good preparation to get going. From there, we send the report to Your Way, and Your Way forwards it to the family, to the parents, for the parents to decide if the student would be willing to come or not come. If it is yes, then there is a rather lengthy and elaborate registration form, which is really a contractual obligation between the parents and us, NSTS, in order that they give us full loco parentis responsibility of the children whilst they are in Malta. We take this on because we want to give comfort to the parents, and I'll talk about this later on as well. They are entrusting their child to us, and we do this such that we have officially the legal responsibility, but we are not responsible for the acts and admission of the child whilst in Malta, which remains that of the natural parents. There are fixed starting dates. Now, whilst the program is a 2-year program, this can be even taken on for one term, which is the British term from September to December, or from January to Easter, which is about March or April, or for 2 terms. Again, the scholastic year starts in September and carries on till June. One can follow a semester or 2 semesters, or else follow the full year. And most students come for a full year. I would stress that examinations are also crucial for the learning part of the program. The other two pillars are host family and student support. The host families play an important part in the cultural and social development of the student, and they have a great effect over there. So we do ensure that, first and foremost, we select the right host family. And there is a selection process which answers to questions such as, what can the host family contribute to the student? How open are the family to provide a family environment? It is the social and educational aspect of the host family which we first address during our interviews. We see that the family is assessed and grouped into classes. And we then, through the interview, match the student to the family. The physical aspect of the home comes secondary to our judgment, whilst we do retain its importance. What type of families do we have? First and foremost, I would say that we have a number of couples who are today rather advanced in age because their children have left the family and gone to set up their own home with their own children. And so these are married couples who afford the time and the space in the home to entertain and welcome foreign students. On the other hand, we have their children who are young couples setting up a new family who look at receiving students in order that they start feeling more family life. There are also some single adults and single parents. So what we provide is a mixture. We provide various backgrounds to our family lives, but keeping in mind the educational and social aspects. Students can share a room or have a single room. The family shares space with them, and they are living at the family on full board with a packed lunch during the scholastic year, during the scholastic week. Finally, and importantly, is the third pillar. The third pillar of guardianship and personal support. This is the key contributor and supporter to your child's well-being whilst in Malta. The guardian is the local parentis who represents NSTS as a legal entity here in Malta. And we have this support because we understand the anxiety of parents when they are sending a 14, 15, or even 16-year-old to Malta for a period of 3 months, 6 months without being in contact with them. We understand and we recognize this anxiety, and the guardian's role is to comfort the parents as well in this respect. So in the position of loco parentis, the guardian is acting instead of the parents of Malta. And here is where the guardian opens up and develops a friendly relationship with the student. The guardian is here to build a bridge because the student as well, on arrival, feels anxious of being in an English-speaking environment, which is so different to home. And the guardian provides a bond which suits this initial anxiety, and thus such a bond follows also the character of the student. So we learn about the character of the student during the interview, but importantly also during the first 3 days of arrival of the student in Malta, where we organize a residential orientation induction, where all students from different countries in Europe and elsewhere do live together under one roof in our residence to be able to form a team, form a group, and therefore support each other whilst in Malta. So what I am saying here is a student coming to Malta for 3 months, 6 months, or a whole year, or even 2 years, receives a lifelong formation in preparation for adulthood and to the pressures which our life today submit us to. Parents are well aware of this. We prepare your children specifically for this. We provide them with a holistic investment in education and in character formation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Regina.
Francis. Thank you so much. It was, I can say, it was very, very informative and very detailed. So thank you for that. And
You're
also
welcome.
for explaining this whole situation, this program in so much detail. I cannot even think of a question because I was listening to you and I was so swamped into your presentation. I wanted to show Sarah as well. If Sarah, you can turn on your camera, because hi Sarah. I don't want to leave her out because she's a very strong asset in NSTS and helps us a lot with during the program with the students support. So maybe just one question, Sarah. What are your experiences in with the students' adjustment into the new environment?
Yes, as Francis, give me a minute. As Francis explained, I mean, in detail, we get to know the students at the interview when they first apply. So we know more or less their hobbies, what they like, they don't like. I straight away know which like family more or less they'll be with. I check their age, so I'll know what school they're at. I obviously try to get them as close to the school as possible. If not, there's a bus, public buses. It's only the first week where everyone goes like crazy and wild and I'm lost and pick me up and, you know, we have WhatsApp chats. On the first 3 days, we all exchange numbers. So anytime they are lost, so they need me or they need anything from a host family, it's either me or the host family, and I go straight away to try and solve the problem. Obviously, not everyone is the same. Some people do love host families. Others prefer to move or check other host families. But more or less, the bulk is always set and ready. Sometimes it's always not about the host family. It's about the other students they are living with. They might not get on with the other students. So they start like, you know how it is. They start like finding excuses, exaggerating in points to be moved from one family to the rest. But it's been obviously a success. The students love each other. They meet at campus. So I'd know who is living with who. So I introduce them to each other straight away. They might not be in the same school or the same nationality. Obviously, I try to mix as much as possible. But where I see a younger girl like Elsa, I knew she was going to St. Joseph's. I know she's here for a year. I have her mother as well on WhatsApp. She speaks to me very often. At the beginning, you know, it's worse and then it fades out. The students the same, you know, at the beginning, it's all like anxiety and worried, but eventually it all fades out. And to get them to meet at campus would be like, we're meeting at campus. Why? What are we doing? We always invent something new. Last year we did a cooking lesson. We brought them ingredients and they cooked their favorite like dishes. We all ate their food. and they really enjoyed it. So we're always trying to change different activities when we do actually meet at campus so that it doesn't get boring. So like that, they all meet each other again. They know each other. They get to know each other more and more, obviously. So they are more relaxed. The host families become their parents practically. You know, they relax and enjoy everything and everyone. They love our culture. They love our beaches. I try to catch them after school. They're always at a beach. So it would either have to be early in the morning or the meetings or the weekends. So, yeah. But they settle in well, you know. The first weeks, it's obvious, you know, they're going to find problems or get lost on buses, things like that. But eventually they'll sort it out. So Elsa as well, because she's here for a year, I managed to get her school transport. I think you know about this, which she did not want because she found her way to school easier. She goes on the bus later because school vans start very early at 6 in the morning, where she has to be there at 7:30. So she preferred going by public transport, which is not a problem at all.
Perfect. Thank you. So, thank you for sharing this. I think it's important to note actually that it's always typically with the 1 year programs. There's always a wave of emotions for the students.
Yes.
So the first 2 months is always a shock.
But it's really the first like week, second week, they're ready, you know, like, so we give them a break. We meet after the 3-day induction. We meet after 2 weeks so that, you know, obviously I'm on their chat. They speak to me. The parents come into it as well. I don't mind. I'm there for them. So it would give them peace of mind too. So in that sense, you know, it's all good.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing, and also in general for your work, because you are a very strong point for us in the program. And thank you, Francis, again for presenting the program. And well, hopefully we can for the next year, we can send some students towards you. So I would like to close now the recording, and I wish you all the best. Also, if we don't speak, happy holidays, because it's soon.
Yes.
And hope to see you. Hope to see you next year. Bye. Thank you.
Sure.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.